Push it, push it, push it, push it. Get stuck, get stuck.
It's fine, it's fine. We got lead, we got lead. We can pop, we can pop.
Yep, that's the team I've coached. You probably aren't wondering how they got into that situation, because I just showed you, but let's talk about it. Clumping is bad. This game has a lot of AoE in it, most specials, bombs, blasters, buckets. Huddling with your teammates gives the opponents a 2-for-1 special, not always on killing you, but at the very least on displacing you or zoning you out. Clumping makes it also easier for the enemies to keep track of you. Maybe your copy of the game is better than mine, but personally, I can't look at both of these guys at the same time. Playing around where the enemies aren't looking is really important for finding openings to get kills with shot and other short-range weapons, so you really want to make sure you aren't standing on top of your teammates. Clumping can also have a negative impact on your map control. If I'm standing next to, say, my head, I'm just role-playing as their younger sibling who follows them around and does everything they do but worse. Now, that doesn't mean be on the opposite side of the map as your teammates, you still want to be fighting together. But the thing I like to say is, you want to play to the same place, you don't want to play from the same place. I won't show too many examples of clumping because I think it kind of speaks for itself, but here an enemy dives in on the left and we all rotate to watch it. This leaves us pretty clumped, and it means nobody's watching other areas of the map. After the fight gets cleaned up, I should immediately move towards the right side of the map because we've kind of left it neglected, but instead I stay clumped with my teammates on left, stupidly peek the charger, and die. And right afterwards, as you'll soon see if your ears didn't pick up on it there, the roller pushes in through our blind spot on the right and gets a kill. And just real quick, this stuff isn't something you ever really call out or coordinate. It's kind of just like, I get antsy when I'm standing on top of a teammate, so I just instinctively avoid positions like that. In this clip, you can see I start to move left, but once I see my tetras moving left, I double back to go right without thinking. Crossfiring is the truly beautiful opposite to clumping. But before I talk about that, though, I want to talk about its cousin, pinching. I don't want to get too into the weeds about definitions, but in my mind, crossfiring is just the defensive equivalent of pinching. Pinching, or pincering, or whatever else you want to call it, is when you take a fight from two different angles. This is good for all of the reasons that clumping is bad. The enemies can't look at both of you at the same time, and they can't zone out both of you or try and kill both of you at the same time. It doesn't have to be a big 90-degree, 180-degree, whatever pinch. I would consider this example like a small pinch. After winning this 1v1 with the enemy shot, I move up to push really whoever's on this right side, in this case it's the pen and the roller, and I'm doing it from an angle where they aren't looking. I know they want to be looking forward, that's where my teammates are, that's where zone is, so taking this off angle gives me an advantage in this fight. You can see the pen is a bit slow to turn and shoot me because I'm approaching them from a bit outside their field of vision. The pen backs up, I know the roller's in the area, so I slow myself down a bit. I wasn't expecting these fall-off shots to hit. And then I move up to fight the roller, and as I do, my S-Blast comes in from a different angle and cleans up the kill with me. They pinched the roller. After we kill the roller, we start moving up on the pen, and because we're coming from different angles, because we're pinching them, they aren't able to just shoot at both of us at the same time. They gun down my S-Blast, but I'm able to close the gap, and then, if I knew how to aim, I'd have been able to cleanly trade off of them and we'd have a ton of space. This isn't that big of a pinch. The enemies are able to have both me and the S-Blast on their screen at the same time, but you can see how even just coming from slightly different angles makes fights so much more advantageous for you. So, like I said earlier, I think of crossfiring as the defensive counterpart to pinching. These aren't really precise definitions, but the general gist of it, in my mind at least, is that pinching is like fighting an opponent from multiple directions, whereas crossfiring involves positioning so that if the opponents push into you, they'll be exposing themselves to fire from multiple angles. They'll pinch themselves, basically. This is super strong. Being positioned to crossfire makes it way easier to hold positions. Crossfiring is a lot easier to do with longer range weapons for obvious reasons, but you can still find ways to crossfire with short range options. As a splatter shot, though, what I find myself doing more often is positioning in ways that enable my teammates to crossfire off of me. Being mindful of my longer range teammates' sightlines and positioning in ways where an enemy would have to turn their back to that teammate in order to fight me helps me stay safe in certain positions. So with this example you just saw, I go to push the dualies, but because of how all the enemies are positioned, I quickly realize it isn't safe, and I back. Nothing comes of this example, but you can see how I have a strong preference for the left side of this area on hold, and that's because I have two teammates positioned towards the right. So if anybody pushes through this main area, or drops on me or drops on them, they won't be able to shoot everybody at once. We'll be able to crossfire off of each other. That's everything I can think to say on the topic. It's pretty simple, but something I see a lot of entry-level players struggle to get right. At higher levels, though, this concept is so fundamental, you'll see players positioning to pinch and crossfire with each other completely subconsciously. Alright, that's all from me for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.